Level 2, the backrooms. Abandoned utility halls. Survival difficulty, Class 3. Unsafe, unsecure, low entity count. Level 2, once regarded as being one of the main levels of the backrooms, is an infinite array of complex yet Euclidean maintenance tunnels that range in size and once had a variety of uses. Description. Level 2's physical layout, whilst complicated, has certain commonalities in its design which allows it to be mapped and understood. The tunnels themselves, despite following no strict flow on how they are structured, all contort at strictly 45-degree angles, and the rough length of hallways is always measured to approximate multiples of 5 when measuring in the metric system. The various tunnels are also usually rather tight and narrow, either because of the original dimensions of the tunnels, which sometimes barely fit those of larger buildings from shoulder to shoulder, or by the machinery, wiring, or other industrial equipment strung up along the walls and ceilings. The walls are built of withered, dirty concrete, or even bricks in certain areas, the latter of which are usually in muddy brown or black hues. The texture of all wall surfaces are somewhat chalky, regardless of the material of the wall itself, and usually leaves powdery residue on one's fingers if touched or rubbed across. In extremely tight corridors, this even leaves marks and stains on clothing, or occasional bruises on skin. In a majority of hallways, however, the chalky and tattered walls are often obstructed by imposing, rarely operational machinery that usually covers one or both walls from floor to ceiling. These pipes and machines, whilst being identified as various actual types of machines from former engineers in the developed eras of the MEG, do not at all work in tandem with one another. Instead, one of these industrial appliances are placed in arbitrary locations across Level 2, and do little more than connect to one another with piping and working electricity. In the modern era, these machines usually create little more than quiet internal whirring noises, as if the machines are faulty. Additionally, each machine is usually connected by long, thick pipes that transfer fluids, electricity, gases, or even solid objects on sparse occasions. Whilst piping and odd machinery are an ever-abundant sight, and similarly industrial handheld equipment scatters various halls. Flatbed trolleys are one such common occurrence, which usually possess items such as miscellaneous machine parts, oil drum barrels, and metal, cardboard, and wooden boxes, oftentimes chock full of livable materials. In addition, scraps of paper, old tools, and shattered glass from old light bulbs also cover the level's floor in random areas, usually without much rhyme or reason. Other more miscellaneous and unremarkable objects include the following: toolboxes, wood piles, dismantled machine pieces, rusted pipes, step ladders, large extension cords, power tools, and fold-out chairs. Level 2 is lit predominantly by buzzing fluorescent lights, similar to those found on various levels between 0 and 4. These lights, while sparser than in the likes of Level 0, still coat a predominant portion of the level in industrial white or orange hues. The wiring for these lights is more often than not exposed, which has led to various groups harvesting the level's copper and occasionally even the fixtures themselves. In addition, the lighting in Level 2 is not evenly distributed, oftentimes leaving some areas in darkness. Due to the exposed nature of the wiring, and due to the fact that areas of Level 2 seem to be wired in series circuits instead of parallel ones, it is very easy for the wiring inside the lighting to be disrupted. This can happen for a myriad of reasons, ranging from accidental, purposeful espionage, and even entity interference. Regardless of intent, however, if one light or wire is damaged for any of these reasons, all lights within a set space will immediately deactivate, plunging the local area of Level 2 plunging the local area of level 2 into darkness. Whilst narrow corridors, thick machinery, and various industrial props take up a majority of level 2's landscape, the walls not coated with wires and pipes instead contain doors, ranging in various colors, materials, and sizes. The default designs for these doors are usually a steel construction that swivels inward to whatever lays on the other side of this room, as well as usually being painted in various shades of white, gray, and cream. Bases, outposts, and communities. Level 2, for hundreds of years, has acted as somewhat of a nexus group for various groups to converge in one common area. Its landscape was, for many groups, a decent area to attempt settling due to its hub-like nature due to many different levels, many of which had food and water, and the fact that many people enter Level 2 straight from the front rooms. The lattermost reason has often been a calling for the more charitable groups of the back rooms to set up bases, signs, and send out volunteers to pick up the new wanderers to acclimate them to their new, permanent way of life. The most dangerous of them is the followers of Jerry. Although not having much of a mainstay presence within Level 2 itself, the main base and the followers of Jerry can easily be accessed through virtually any door of the level. Rather obscurely, however, many of the measurements of Level 2 originated from this faction in order to draw size-accurate maps that would lure people to their main base. While some of these measurements were often regarded as crude and inaccurate, many were later used by the MEG for their level examinations. The MEG. The MEG briefly occupied a small section of Level 2, originally created to act as a secondary base to Level 1's Base Alpha. However, the tight space coupled with semi-frequent entities made occupation difficult for the small and expanding MEG. As such, the group moved the base to Level 3, which, while still being a tough level to survive on, was deemed a better candidate to erect the base, which would later become the organization's third most active and important location. The BNTG. As one of the biggest inhabitants of Level 2, the BNTG has occupied the level ever since its inception in 2016. Primarily, the group's main base of operations has been within office space EL3A. However, the BNTG has previously saw fit to occupy and adapt more of the level's environment to varying levels of effectiveness. Entrances and exits. Level 2, due to how well understood it has become over the last few decades, has a variety of entrances and exits discovered that lead to other normal levels, sub-levels, and enigmatic levels. This list is actively updated, and the entrances and exits are currently known are below. Entrances. Level 2 is infamously easily accessible from Level 1 via traversing down any corridors that appear to go on for longer than most corridors in said level. Many individuals have also no-clipped into Level 2 directly from the front rooms, which is supported by groups such as the Survivors, and allows them to continue their main ethos and work even after the blackout. These exits, while not necessarily common on Level 1, are common enough that they are one of the main ways individuals access Level 2, especially those fresh inside of the back rooms from Level 0. However, there are a large array of other entrances into Level 2, which are as follows. Level 52, Office Space EL3A, Level 2.2, Level 8, Level 11, Level 43, Level 84, Level 127, and so on. Exits. The most well-known, easiest to find, and most commonly used exits from Level 2 come in the form of exits to Level 1, Level 3, and oftentimes even Level 4, all of which take the form of unlocked doors. These exits, especially in recent years, are especially easy to spot, as wonders of years past often leave. signs or engravings in the walls of anomalous doors that lead to those above levels. Whilst not accounting for all of Level 2's exits, a vast majority of ways to leave Level 2 come from those anonymous doors that can be spotted semi-frequently. For the sake of categorization, the exit section has been split into multiple parts. Display with the rest being something you can look directly on the wiki for yourself. However, to name just a few of them would be exits to level 31, levels 127, and 137. By finding plywood doors in level 2, one can enter any of these levels, and in a similar vein, aged wooden doors can lead to level 137 instead. Level 70 and level 283 can be entered through doors that appear larger than any usual door for level 2. The ones that lead to level 70 often have the text 70 engraved into them, and the ones that lead to level 283 are often painted in rainbow colors. Some unlocked doors go to level 101 instead of the random doors that can appear within level 2. In a similar vein, any of these unlocked doors that have echoey piano music coming from the other side can lead to level 126. Level 141. Opening a metal door and entering it leads to level 141. Level 175 and 997. Any blue doors in level 2 lead to level 175, and by contrast, all pink doors in level 2 lead to 997. Level 811. Level 811 can be accessed by following blue pulsating lights on select pipes in level 2 to a door with a machina blade embedded on it. Pulling the knife will then take the individual to level 811. During the blackout, all exits to level 811 cease to function, and only a few have returned to normal since the level's reactivation. Level 998. As one of the more common exits, elevator-like doors will lead to level 998. Exits via other methods. The hub. Following the same entrance scheme is suggested as to do on level 1. One can access the hub from level 2. However, the location in which to do so is not officially known by most main groups and exists only as talk between their members. Office Space EL3A exists within level 2 itself, and exiting this area will place individuals back into level 2. Level 64. Finding any individuals, any rooms behind level 2's unlocked doors that resemble fully furnished and decorated houses will lead to level 64. Level 127. For reasons unknown, any areas of level 2 that become unreasonably hot become hotspots for no clipping until level 127. Much like the exit to level 811, this particular exit ceased to function during the blackout. Level 185 and level 902. By traversing the halls for long enough, or by finding small dugout passageways at perpendicular angles to the rest of the layout, individuals will find themselves in one of these two levels. Level 189. By wishing to use the restroom on this level, as well as others, one can spontaneously arrive on level 189 after interacting with the door after they have made the wish. That's all for now. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more Backrooms content.